Hey guys! I just picked up a couple of new pieces of gear from Mystery Ranch that I'm really excited to try out this fall. I haven't had a chance to get out and test anything yet, as I just got it yesterday and I haven't even taken it outside of my house. So this is not a complete review by any means. This is more of just first impressions of these different products that I'm really excited about. So anyway, the most exciting of these to me is my new backpack. This is the Pintler. It's in the Coyote Brown, and it's a size large. Now, if you're wondering about sizing, I'm about 5'9" and 150 pounds. I tried on the mediums, I tried on the larges. I kind of hemmed and hawed back and forth and decided I wanted to go with a large because of heavier clothes. You can see when I put this on that shoulder straps, height-wise, everything fits me just right. The waist belt, the two foam parts come really close to actually touching together. If I really cinched them down, you could make them touch each other. But I'm actually in pretty good shape right now. I've lost a little bit of weight. I don't anticipate that's going to last forever, so I'll fill this thing out a little bit more. The other thing is heavier type hunting clothes is going to end up filling this thing out more. So I decided the large was the answer, and I'm happy that I went with that. If I was any smaller, the medium would have worked. The straps on it are really, really cool. The little Velcro keepers so that you can keep your straps rolled up is nice. If you look closely, most of the bigger buckles have this sort of camming action to them, so there's no pulling on them whatsoever, and then you just pull the tab a little bit and then they slide. So it sort of locks in tight and then slides real easy when you want it to. I played with this earlier and already have the height adjusted to my size. Mystery Ranch has a really good video, I think it's on Vimeo, of how you actually size this to yourself, but it involves, you just pull up this tab and then you have access to their, I don't remember what they call this piece, but basically they use it to break the Velcro attachment between the shoulder harness and the pack. So you just take this and you slide it in here and you're going to hear it break the Velcro. And now you are able to slide the harness up and down through this sleeve, and that adjusts the height basically to match the height of your back. I believe they claim that this is 2,500 cubic inches, which is a great size day pack or even for an overnight pack, but for much more than that it starts to feel like it's a little on the small side. And that's where the load shelf really comes in handy. You can pretty much double the capacity of this thing when you figure that into it. So if you want to carry camp in, you can throw in your tent and sleeping bag and all sorts of other stuff between the harness and the bag, and just really increase your capacity. That's also a really good place to carry your meat after you've shot something. So anyway, I found that the easiest way to get at that is to just start undoing every buckle and every strap that might have something to do with it. Once you get most of this stuff really freed up, then you are able to start pulling the frame out from this pocket in the back of the bag. And then it folds open like that. And then you just add some slack to those two buckles, and the bag really pulls away. You add that extra couple of inches and you have a lot of space in here now. And set it on there, and then just fold the pack back over the top of it, and then you just start taking your straps and cinching it back down. And now you've got a much bigger pack all of a sudden. Throw it right back on and get back to hiking. So it carries that load really well. Now the pack is now, whatever you want to call that, 6 or 8 inches further off of my back, but it, again, this is sleeping bags and stuffed up puffy coats, so it's not like it's a heavy pack at all, but it still feels balanced. It's not throwing me out of whack by any means. So anyway, that's the load shelf. I'm going to go ahead and undo that, and then we'll look at the rest of the pack. I picked up one of the rain flies that go with it, and this thing's really little and really lightweight, which will be nice to carry around this way. I didn't really get a good indication on the website which size rain fly fits this pack, so I contacted Mystery Ranch's customer service, and they said it's the medium. So we're going to test it out and actually make sure that the medium rain fly fits this pack. Yeah, I would say that fits pretty well. One thing I read on the website when I was looking into this is that Mystery Ranch actually recommends Rust-Oleum, the company that makes a bunch of spray paint, actually makes a fabric conditioning spray as well. I had no idea existed. And they suggest spraying their packs with that stuff to kind of give the pack itself some waterproof capabilities. So for everything but an actual downpour, I think that would probably be good enough. It will kind of wick away, let the water beat up and kind of roll off of it. I think that's the intention anyway. And then when things get really nasty, then you can throw on the rain fly, and it looks like when that's up against your back, the rest of the pack is really protected from the weather. So I think that's a pretty good little addition to this thing. So in looking at the outside of the pack, we've got two pockets on the outside, good for water bottles, good for, you could put tripod legs in there if you have a bigger tripod. So it has one zippered pocket at the top that's big enough, you know, a couple of hands. You could put your binoculars in there, you could shove a camera in there. It's good for the stuff that you need access to fast. And then it's got this sort of double zipper, single zipper across the front side to get into it. So you open that and you can flip the top up, and it's just a mesh bottom to that top pouch, which just keeps things lighter, and you can see where stuff is at. You can kind of see what it's got going for it on the inside. It's got a pouch for a hydration bladder and a hook so that you can keep it upright. And then the hole right there that goes out either side, so you could run your hose around your left or your right side of your neck, whichever you like better. It's got two long pouches on either side of these flaps. This would be a really good spot for a spotting scope and a miniature tripod or anything else that you can fit in a long skinny pocket. And then it's got two mesh zipper pockets here on either side. This thing is very symmetrical. Anything that's on one side is going to be on the other. These pockets aren't sewn against the outside of the pack. They are a sleeve, and I'm not exactly sure what purpose that would serve. I'm sure I'll come up with something, but off the top of my head I can't think of a reason why you would want those sort of free floating like that as opposed to just sewn into the back side of this. But I'm sure there's a reason, and I'd be curious to figure out what it is. So as far as pockets, this is very simple. Two pockets, two sleeves, hydration pocket. That's it. It's very simple. It's just kind of one big space that if you don't unzip all the way, you just kind of high grade your stuff, and whatever you need the fastest is going to be at the top. And if you look, let's try to show you from this angle. From the top you can still get to your two sleeves pretty easily, so you wouldn't have to completely undo this front to get to your spotting scope and your little tripod. You can kind of open the top and get into it pretty easily, I think. So that pretty much wraps up all the features of this pack as I can see them from my shop. I'm sure once I get it out into the field and get to test it for real, I'm going to find some more stuff out about it and see if I like it more or like it less, but I think I'm going to like it more. I am really excited about this. One thing I didn't mention is that it just fits you like a hug. It just feels great riding on your back. Most comfortable pack I've ever had on. Now, granted, I haven't had any serious weight in it yet, so things might change, but first impressions say I'm pretty tickled with this. I'm gonna put it through the ringer over the fall, and hopefully after I get a little bit more experience in with it, I can give a little more informed review about some of the more subtle parts of this thing. But anyway, thanks for checking it out, and we'll see what else we can do later on.